So speaking of just reprehensible things being waged against Donald Trump, I want to play for you guys this just AOC. Big fan of the program. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez yesterday during an appearance on CNN. She said, Donald Trump ordered a terrorist attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Watch.
What do you say to a voter who says, well, that doesn't look like he's being treated equally before the law? That looks like somebody that the government is going after.
Has there ever been a president, Republican or Democrat, that has been subject to this level of criminal charges, indictments, and investigations? This is not about party. This is not about politics.
That's a
this is
polite way
about
of saying
corruption and criminality. We're talking about an individual who ordered essentially a terrorist attack on the Capitol of the United States in order to retain power. That is not about being a Republican.
Essentially, it was doing some heavy lifting in that sentence.
It's about being an unethical and individual who is subject and prone to criminality. And unfortunately, this is the state that we're in. And I actually think that the fact that it's happening in so many places and so many jurisdictions cuts in the face of that. This is not just New York. This is Georgia. This is federal courts as well.
He ordered a terrorist attack, essentially. How much heavy lifting is the word essentially doing? He, of course, told people to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard at the Capitol. I feel like you couldn't be more clear than that.
What about in 2020 and 2021, all the terrorist attacks that BLM and those politicians ordered against the United States? I mean, we saw it in Kenosha, we saw it in Minnesota, we saw it all over the country. Hell, look at Portland.
Yeah. Well, and to Kyle's point, what was Kamala Harris doing at that time for those BLM?
I mean, I know the Joe Biden campaign.
Please don't be asking me what she was doing at that time.
Well, I'm not talking about with Willie Brown. I'm talking about whenever all of these Black Lives Matter looters, rioters, I mean, criminals were doing their thing. Kamala was like helping raise money to get them to bail them out of jail.
Yep. I mean, Joe Biden put my face on the center of a hit piece when he was running for president in 2020.
Yeah, and called you a white supremacist.
Exactly. It's just, but we're the criminals. We're the terrorists.
Right, Matt.
I mean, we've said this over and over and over again, that they just lie. I mean, they lied about him. They've lied about, we see it all the time. And the problem that we have is that we don't have a free and fair press, because if we did, they would be like Pinocchios. And you see it every single day. I mean, that's what's talking about the rhetoric on social media. People just say stuff. You know, oh, we should just do this. Let's just take his stuff. I'm like, have you really sat down in your little pea brain and thought about what that means for everybody else? Because if by any stretch of the imagination Trump does get in, you are enabling a course of action.
Oh, it's fair game now, baby. Game on.
And the problem is we always go, well, we don't want to do that.
I do.
I'm like, I'm sorry. It's really, really, we're at a bad point. I mean, we really are at a bad point. They want to take things from you. They do. They want to destroy you.
And they won't learn their lesson unless it is given back to them. I very firmly believe that. How else do they learn the lesson that what's good for the goose is good for the gander? And if you open this door and you open this can of worms, Pandora's box, it's going to be used against you in the future. There's no other way that they learn the lesson other than experiencing it firsthand.
But they have
my humble opinion.
No, but here's the thing: we have a useless GOP. Like, I mean, I know we said the other day that it looks like it's changing. But they're absolutely terrible at holding them accountable. So they're like, well, nobody's going to hold me accountable. So whatever. Right. And that lot of losers over there, they're not going to do anything. And, you know, even when you see people like Rand Paul or whatever going after them, or Jim Jordan going after them, it never goes anywhere, right? And they know it. We all know it. Like, you're sitting there, go, okay, you're doing these ridiculous hearings, nothing's going to come of it.
Right.
Like, but with them, they're like, no way, we're going to pursue them. We're going to do the blah, 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 blah. And in all honesty, I kind of almost admire them, because they have the courage of their convictions and they get stuff done. If they say we're going to do this, we're going to do it. They all get behind their candidate and they just push because the mission is more important than the individual.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a very long time. I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but the Democrats are really, really good at what they do, and the Republican Party really needs to step up their game when it comes to things like this, because some of the things like we push, we aren't very strategic when it comes to certain things. A lot of these organizations are groups.
Yeah.
I saw it in Oregon a couple of weeks ago. We aren't very organized, and we just need to get more organized.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, Nancy Pelosi, when she was Speaker of the House, she did not give a shit about bipartisanship.
Do it, please. Show me what she thinks about bipartisanship.
Bipartisanship doesn't matter. All that matters is my vodka and winning. And that's what I'll do as Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. On that note, we need to take a break. We'll be right back.